What we've all been waiting for has finally happened. Daredevil has finally showed up. Woo! However, I'm a bit mixed on the dynamic between him and Jen. Now, when they're friends as fellow lawyers and when they're fellow superheroes, they're fighting crime together, it was awesome because they make a really great team. They have really good dynamics. I was really into it. And I know everybody was worried that they were going to make Daredevil really jokey. And I mean, he's made like one or two jokes. I mean, like in Spider-Man No Way Home when he catches the brick. And they're like, how'd you do that? He goes, I'm a really good lawyer. Like, he had little moments of wit. And I'm glad that they didn't turn him into like a total parody of himself. I'm glad that they kept him serious enough. They kept him gritty enough when he was fighting. But he also had a little bit of, a little bit of humor. But not to the point where he was a complete 180 from who he is. I was really into it. I was really into their crime-fighting dynamic. But then the writers try to make them a romantic relationship, and no. Look, Daredevil's supposed to be with Elektra. Please don't change that. Also, I don't like how they're making Jen get intimate, shall we say, with every guy that she meets. It seems like every other week she's bringing some guy home for the night. Because, for a show that's supposed to be about female empowerment, they sure are degrading their main female character by saying that promiscuity equals empowerment. Now, I'm not saying that the villains exposing her at the end of the episode was right. I'm just saying that they kind of have a point. The writers of the show seem confused on what empowerment is. They seem to think that twerking and having one-night stands every other night equals empowerment, when in fact the opposite is true, and it's incredibly degrading because you are basically objectifying yourself. You're objectifying your female main character. So, and yet somehow that equals empowerment. I don't know what they're thinking. I thought the Daredevil stuff in the episode was awesome and had great action, but I'm really starting to dislike the direction they're taking Jennifer. I was pretty mixed on this show from the get-go, but for the most part, I was fine with it. I was entertained by it. I liked some of the humor. I thought it was kind of a fun show. I liked that it was different. I liked that there were fourth wall breaks. I liked that it wasn't afraid to get, super weird. I mean, we have a guy who dresses like a frog in this episode, for goodness sakes. I liked the quirkiness. But I'm starting to look at this show, and I've been looking at... I always look at something as an adult. I always look at something... Doesn't matter if it's a kid's movie. Doesn't matter if it's PG-13. I always look at it from when I want my kids to watch this. And I'm starting to look at this from the perspective of, if I had a daughter, would I want them looking up to this character? And unfortunately, with the direction they're taking this character, with the direction they're taking She-Hulk, I'm going to have to start saying no now. It started a few episodes ago when they had her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, which I've already ranted about when that episode came out, and it's still starting to go downhill from there. They started with her twerking, and now it's let's have her sleep with every other guy that she meets. It's... Why? The MCU is really starting to run out of female characters that I actually like. They made Scarlet Witch a villain, they killed off Black Widow, and I've never liked Captain Marvel. And I was fine with She-Hulk until this episode. But now, they've completely ruined her. And it's really going to be hard for them to fix this. And all I can say is thank goodness next week is the finale, because this show is really starting to go downhill.